Welcome back to Honey Badger 3D Print and Paint. Today we're looking at Captain Picard in a flying mobility scooter. Before we do that, quick word from our sponsors and roll those credits.
PCBWay are proud sponsors of the channel. They offer industry-leading 3D printing services covering all types of materials and processes. They also offer industry-leading online CNC machine services from milling, machining, and turning in all the materials you could possibly need. They also offer a fully online prototyping PCB service. Everything from assembly through to design, you can do it all online with an easy system to use for quality. So for all of your needs, check out PCBWay in the link in the video description.
Right, so you remember recently I did a bit of a sort of series, a mini-series on Batman villains. Really enjoyed painting them. I've really sort of got back into my painting because I've done so many big projects in the last year. I wandered away from doing this sort of stuff and I've sort of reignited my passion for doing it. And I'm knocking out models at a crazy speed at the minute. I'm just say like just over a week and I'm completely printing and painting a model, which couldn't be further afield from what I've been doing for the last year. Anyway, I was looking along and Wicked had this. And I thought to myself, you know what? I could do a mini-series on the X-Men. That would be pretty cool. I've never done any X-Men printing or painting. So I thought that would be cool. So I grabbed Xavier. Now, believe it or not, there's a lot of parts to this model to print. I printed the whole body print. So basically the torso and hands are one piece, the head is one piece, and the legs are one piece. Albeit it's just sort of the bum and a tiny little bit of leg, and you can't even see them once they're in there. But it does print. There are some sort of tubes that come from the helmet and go back into something else. I didn't add them because I didn't like them. But when you print this, the base is made up of 4 parts. Then the flying mobility scooter is like 10 parts, and they're quite big parts as well. It's not the easiest thing to put together. What I will say is, once it's together, getting him in and out is a real problem. I put it all together and I'd already glued the legs to the torso. I put it together with him in it to make sure it all went in properly. Once he was in there, I couldn't get him back out. I ended up having to break the glue bond between the legs and the torso so that I could get the torso back out. The legs had to stay in place, couldn't get them back out. So I had to paint them in place, paint him separately. Then once the wheelchair was painted, I then glued him back into place. So just bear in mind, if you're going to do this, maybe look at the best way to do this, otherwise you can run into some problems with that. There is one part on this I messed up. Now, when I was printing it, at the back here, I thought that this joined onto the back of the wheelchair. So when I was printing it, I put drainage holes there, 2 10mm drainage holes. And when I put it together, I realised it's completely on show and there's 2 huge holes there. First I thought I'll leave them, it'll just look like part of the machine. I did. I kept looking at it and it kept annoying me. I went into one of my box of many things and I found this glass sort of disc thing. So what I did is on the back, I literally painted it with red ink. Stuck it to the front of there, and now it looks like some sort of big computer eye thing. And I've got no holes there anymore. So that works a treat. No one knows it's not supposed to be there. And if I don't say anything, they won't ever know, except I've just told you, now everyone knows. We'll do a quick 360 now so you can see the rest of the model. Right, so as you can see, came out really nice. With the paint job on the wheelchair, I primed this in grey, and then what I did is I airbrushed over a white. But what I did is I let through more paint than I should have, so it sort of speckled as it was painting. And I didn't completely cover it block coloured white. What I then did was airbrush over a yellow, and again what I didn't do was block it out so it was a solid yellow. So when you look at it closely, it looks aged because you can sort of see through the yellow a bit, and them bigger flicks where I let through a lot more paint in the airbrush just show up as tiny little spots all over it, which give it sort of a weathering and a sort of metally look. And then obviously after I did that, I weathered it up a little bit with the edges, like some dry brushing on the edges and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a nice model. It's a nice model. It's a lot of printing for actually a very small character in the scheme of things, but there's 2 more characters I'm going to do in this sort of like little mini series, and actually he's the correct scale. He's the correct scale for the other models I'm going to be doing, which one of them's almost finished. So he's going to be the next video from me. But yeah, I've never done any X-Men before, and I'm going to do 3 X-Men. And I know which ones, one of them's almost finished. I know which the 3rd one's going to be. And they're all from Wicked. So make of that what you will. So don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.